Can Chelsea continue to show great form following the Club World Cup success and also the back of last season? Welcome back to From the Shed and welcome back to the channel. If you are new, as always, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and you hit the link in the description. Now, Bayer Leverkusen AC Milan, part of the Visit Malta weekender at Stamford Bridge, kicks off tomorrow, 7 p.m. and also on Sunday at 3 p.m. where we play AC Milan. And of course, we know that these games are going to be our only two games before we head into that season opener against Crystal Palace in a week's time on Sunday. And also, this is the time when Maresca will be able to test and see what his team is going to look like in terms of tactically, in terms of who may need to leave the club permanently or on a loan before the season starts. Now, of course, we know that this was going to be our only little mini preseason based on the fact that we went all the way to the final to win the Club World Cup. The players needed a bit of a break. They are now back. The trophy parade was happy. Well, I say trophy parade. Can we call it a trophy parade? The trophy reveal at the stadium yesterday was a success. And also, we knew that there was going to be bumps along the way. We spoke about Levi Colwill in the earlier video this morning. We know that Wesley Fofana is not fit enough to start the game, either game, whether that's Leverkusen or against AC Milan. And we also know that Fernandez, Lavia, and I think there was another player that was injured during the time of the Club World Cup. They will not potentially be starting the game tomorrow evening. Now, let's talk a bit about Bayer Leverkusen because they have lost some players. They've lost Florian Wirtz. They've lost Jeremy Frimpong. They've lost Granit Xhaka. But they do bring in Jorrel Hato, Mark Flecken, and Malik Tillman as well from PSV Eindhoven. They've lost Xabi Alonso, their great manager that won them the Bundesliga. They were very, very poor in the Bundesliga last season. If you think back to when Bayern Munich steamrolled the league in the Bundesliga and was crowned champions very, very easily last season. But they do bring in Erik ten Hag, who has got history, of course, with Manchester United in the Premier League. So he understands what it means to play a team like Chelsea. He's not going to be stupid. He's not going to set this team up to just treat it like a preseason. This is going to be a game where either team will want to win. Now, we've beaten Leverkusen once in our time before this, I believe, in a competitive match, and they've also beaten us once as well. So it's even Stevens, it's all square. There's a lot to play for a lot of our players, and this is why I think Enzo Maresca, if he's sensible, this is the perfect opportunity to show and test the talent that we have in our squad. And I'm talking about Estevao, Willian, I'm talking about Jamie Gittens, and I'm talking about João Pedro. Those three players for me have to be in the squad, especially for tomorrow's game. There's a couple of question marks about some of the other areas, but we have to see a really solid performance from this team. There has to be something from them to take us into the season. The first couple of games, which are winnable games this season, we can win them. The hardest game I think we've got in our first six will be Manchester United. So for me, this gives us an opportunity to see if Jorrel Hato looks comfortable in our defensive line. Does Jurgensen get the opportunity to steamroll ahead of Robert Sanchez in goal? Do we pick João Pedro over Nicholas Jackson or Liam Delap in the number 9? There's only 2 games to solve for some of these questions. So the manager's going to have to use the team, the games wisely and get the best out of them. They come around thick and fast. You've got one on Friday, one on a Sunday. There's a 48-hour turnaround. So I'm expecting a lot of change amongst the 2 fixtures. Now, the first fixture, Bayer Leverkusen at Stamford Bridge, 7 p.m, new kit, gold badge. It's all about Chelsea. Now, a lot of the people that are going, that I know that are going to the game, they're excited to go back to Stamford Bridge. And rightfully so, because we should be going into this season with the highest expectations as Chelsea fans. This is our opportunity to really challenge for the Premier League, really challenge and go far into the Champions League as well. And domestic cup-wise, we should be going all the way to Wembley to get one of either or both the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup this season, because we've got the depth, we've got the quality. And I am looking forward to this season. And we know, like I said, there's bumps in the road in terms of Levi Colwill, Wesley Fofana, but we've got Ansel Amino. who, according to a lot of sources and a lot of people are saying this, that Enzo Maresca, the coaching staff, are really, really impressed with Anselmino, how he's conducting himself since he's come to the club, the way that he trains, the time that he's been given to embed and gel into this team. And the fact that there's not many talk of him going out on loan tells me that he might be part of the squad this season. And I am looking forward to that. So let's get straight into the predicted lineup for tomorrow's match. Now, for tomorrow's game, I have gone with this lineup because I feel this is going to be the lineup that will give Maresca the opportunity to test some of the players that potentially need to either go out on loan, or we need to just see if they can be a squad player this season. So I've gone with Jurgensen in goal. I think this will be a game where we will see Robert Sanchez rested. And I think we need to give Jurgensen the opportunity to see what he can do in goal. Is he ready to step up and be the number one goalkeeper for us at Chelsea next season? Massive question marks about both goalkeepers, but we have to give him the opportunity. And I would like to think that Robert Sanchez, who played a lot of football in the Club World Cup, will be given an opportunity against AC Milan on Sunday. Now, we've gone with Josh Achiampong on the right-hand side of our defence for two reasons. I still think we need to wrap Reece James in cotton wool. We've seen this morning and we've heard this morning about Levi Colwill. We know Wesley Fofana has come back from a big injury over recent times as well from the back end of last season. He's only just back in training and will hopefully be ready for Crystal Palace. But we need to see Josh Achiampong because he's a player that was nearly left the club. He nearly left the club not too long ago. It was only because we signed him. If you remember back, he was told he must sign a contract or he will be sold. So he signed a contract, he's here. We want to hopefully keep him. I'd be very, very gutted if we lost him because he's a very good player. And one thing he does very well, which we got to see a lot last season, especially in the Conference League, was he can occupy and he can run with the ball. And he ends up in situations like here where it allows Enzo to push up, overload the opposition's box as well. Josh Achiampong can do that inverted role very, very well. Very similar to Reece James. I'd probably say he does it better than Malo Gusto at times. And again, we need to test him. We need to see what Josh Achiampong can do in that area of the pitch. Now, Tosin and Chalobah are my two centre-backs that I've gone for. I've gone for Tosin because I think he gives you that calm, steady leadership that we need in this team, especially with a young defensive line as it is. And I've gone with Trevor Chalobah because I think two reasons. I think one, there is still that possibility that Trevor Chalobah will move on in the summer before the season starts and the window shuts. But also, this is his opportunity now to shine. This is his opportunity to really, really show not just Maresca, but us as Chelsea, well, not even us, not me, but some Chelsea fans who just don't think he's good enough to stay in our club. This is the boy that's came through the ranks. He's proven that he can play for us. He's calm on the ball. He ticks a lot of boxes, Trevor Chalobah. So for him not to be even mentioned as a player that we should be fighting to keep at the club is beyond me. But he should be starting for me in this defensive line alongside Jorrel Hato, who, again, could hopefully make his debut at Stamford Bridge. We need to see what he can do. 19 years of age. He's already got many minutes, many games under his belt for Ajax. So I don't think we need to be calm and steady and ease him into the team. I think this is a game where you want to see what he can do and what he can do in terms of going forward and transitioning that ball into the attacking areas. And also, how does he react to, a misplaced pass? How does he react to tracking back and defending well? He done that really well for Ajax. But we need to see that also for us at Chelsea now as well. Now, the two in midfield that I've gone for, you have to protect one of the two out of Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. You'd like to think Enzo Fernandez, who's out, he's been holidaying and partying and enjoying himself with Marco Correa over the little break that they've had as players. But I want to see him back, Enzo Fernandez. I think it's important for him to be given some minutes tomorrow night. And I've gone with Dario Asugo alongside him, who again, I like him. He done very, very well in the Club World Cup when he was given this opportunity. But we need to see what he can do in a more competitive environment. Going into that season, do we keep him? Do we loan him out? Does he stay at the club? Does he get a loan? It's it's a definite TBC on my half for him. I think we need to see what he can do. I'd like to see him stay. I think he could add some really good quality squad depth for us next season. But you also have to think Andre Santos is in that team. Lavia is in that team. Moises Caicedo is in that team. So how much game time is he seriously going to get? Hopefully, if he starts tomorrow, he puts in a really good shift. It's another step in the right direction to stay in and fighting for a place at Stamford Bridge next season. But the three that I've gone for ahead of the two in the midfield, the main guy, this has got to be one of the best signings we've made, or the most exciting signing that we've made in recent times, because I can't remember a time when we've had a player and we're all excited for him. It doesn't matter who it is or what your opinions are of the manager or other players, but Estevao Willian coming in, every single Chelsea player is excited to see this player play for us. And I think this is the best time to throw him in the game. Throw him in the game. Let's not do this whole, he's got to get, give him minutes here and there. Let's throw him into the game. And he can always be subbed off. Let's not forget this is a pre-season friendly. We could see a number of substitutions throughout the game. And I think Estevao Willian has to start the game for me. He has to. I want to see what him, Cole Palmer, and Jamie Gittens can all do. And how does Hato work the channel? Does he get up? Does Maresca give him the shackles, free them off him, and allow him to go forward with the ball? The same for Josh Ashiempong. Does he get to go forward? Does he drop into the midfield? Do we see a lot of this as well? Does Estevao, who will have good connection with João Pedro, as we know, the two Brazilians, does that allow Cole Palmer to hit the right-hand side here? Enzo to drop into the 10 with Josh Ashiempong and Asugo in the midfield whilst we're transitioning the ball. And of course, if we lose transition, we keep our shape, we drop back with Gittens and Cole Palmer doing what they normally do, sitting on the halfway line. Estevao sitting in the middle there, waiting for the ball. So I am really, really looking forward to seeing Estevao Willian, Cole Palmer, and I've gone with Jamie Gittens on the left-hand side to see what he can do. Because, again, Pedro Neto, someone will be screaming, where is he? Where is Liam Delap? Where is Nicholas Jackson? Why is Moises Caicedo? We have to remember we've got another game coming up in a 48-hour period after this game tomorrow. So I think we do need to, and again, we can make subs. We can make a lot of subs in these games. So I am looking forward to that. I am looking forward to seeing how these players do, what these players do, and also what does Maresca do? Because Maresca has got a luxury of players now on his hands. He's got a luxury of players that can play multiple positions. And with the revolving door still going, the players are still leaving and some players are still coming in. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. I'm looking forward to the game. Of course, many Chelsea fans will be at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. The new ticketing system will be in place as well over the weekend for fans to be able to use the new digital service on their phones to be able to access the stadium. So this is why there's two games, one on Friday, one on Sunday. This is the test to make sure that all works perfectly well for our first home game. And of course, this could be one of the last seasons that Chelsea fans get to go and start the season at Stamford Bridge, because we know there's a lot of talk about the Earls Court site. We know that potentially we could be redeveloping Stamford Bridge. So this could be the first time in a long time that Stamford Bridge could look how it looks now. And Chelsea fans get to go in there to see it. So if you are going to the games, either Friday or Sunday, enjoy. Let's hope for a really good result. Let's hope that we can get some good performances out of our players. And more importantly, let's hope none of our players end up injured by the end of the 90 minutes in either game. And let's hope we can take the positivities into that first game against Crystal Palace in a week's time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What is your predicted lineup? And we will be back tomorrow with another video.